Hi, BrenTech here, where tech is made simple. So Microsoft has rolled out the latest optional bug fix C-release update for Windows 11, 25, and 24H2. And if we head to update history, if you do decide to install the update, because it is optional, the latest update is KB5077241. And once the update has been applied, the OS build for 25H2 will be bumped up to 26,200.7922. And if you're running 24H2, that'll be 26,100.7922. And as I always say with optional updates on the channel, only install optional bug fix C-release updates that roll out at the end of the month if you're having any issues described in the video, because they are known to cause issues from time to time. And if you don't install the update now, it'll be carried over into the Patch Tuesday for the following month. Now, there's quite a bit going on, so I'm just going to dive straight in. Now, the features and fixes and improvements I'm going to mention now, Microsoft says are rolling out gradually. So you may or may not see them at the get-go. Now, first of all, Microsoft says it's rolling out the new emoji 16.0, which introduces what Microsoft says are a small, thoughtfully curated set of new emojis, one from each major category. Each emoji, Microsoft says, carries timeless symbolism and practical versatility. These new emojis now appear in the emoji panel. And then just to mention the next new feature, which, by the way, there are 12 new features in total. That's 2 more than when the update was in preview. So to mention the next new feature for backup and restore, Microsoft says the first sign-in restore experience is now part of Windows Backup for organizations, bringing this restore capability to more device types. This experience, Microsoft says, restores user settings and Microsoft Store apps automatically at first sign-in on Microsoft Entra hybrid joined devices. And then we've got a new feature for quick machine recovery. So if we head to System, Recovery, Quick Machine Recovery, Microsoft says that QMR now turns on automatically for Windows professional devices that are not domain joined and are not enrolled in Enterprise Endpoint Management. And then for the Taskbar and System Tray, we've got a new feature and an improvement. And this is interesting because Microsoft says there's a new built-in network speed test, which is now available from the taskbar. Microsoft says you can open it from the Wi-Fi or cellular quick settings or by right-clicking the network icon in the system tray. The speed test opens in the default browser and measures Ethernet, Wi-Fi, and cellular connections. This feature, Microsoft says, helps check network performance and troubleshoot issues, and I actually think this is a nice move in the right direction. I haven't received that yet. And then for the next, we're just going to head into our taskbar settings, taskbar behaviors. And Microsoft says when the taskbar is set to uncombined and you have an app open with multiple windows, they no longer all move as a set to the overflow area when there is not enough space on the taskbar. Microsoft says only the windows that don't fit move to the overflow menu. This change prevents the overflow menu from appearing with large unused spaces. And obviously that's when it's set to uncombined. And then next up, we have a new feature for accounts. And this is regarding the accounts. If you click on your profile in the Start menu, Microsoft says the account menu on the Start menu now includes a new option that directs you to the benefits page, making it easier to explore and manage your Microsoft account benefits. I'm not seeing that yet in my part of the world. And then next up, there's a new feature for camera settings where you can now control, pan, and tilt for support cameras in the Settings app. The controls appear under Settings, Bluetooth and Devices, Cameras, in the Basic Settings section for your selected camera. And I think that's a nice move if you are using that feature. And then here's one I'm happy to see. There's a new built-in Sysmon feature, with Microsoft saying Windows now brings System Monitor, Sysmon functionality natively to Windows. Sysmon helps you capture system events for threat detection, and you can use custom configuration files to filter the events you want to monitor. Windows writes captured events to Windows Event Log, which allows security tools and other apps to use them. Now take note, built-in Sysmon is off by default, so if you want to use it, you must enable it before you can use it. So to enable it, what we do is we head to our settings system, head down to optional features, click on more Windows features. This opens up a legacy control panel dialog. And here you'll see now Sysmon, Sysmon. If you want to enable the tool, you would check the box and then you would click on OK, follow the prompts, and you would have to restart your device. And basically that means now that Windows 11 has system monitoring natively added to the OS, which I actually think is a nice move in the right direction. And just take note though that Microsoft says that if you already installed Sysmon from the sysinternals, uninstall it before enabling the built-in version. And I think that is a nice move in the right direction. And then for widgets, I'm just going to mention this. Widget settings now appear as a full page in the Widgets app instead of opening in a dialog. I'm not seeing that yet. And then for desktop background, here's another one I'm happy to see. You can now set WebP, that's .webp images, as your desktop background from settings, personalization, background, or by right-clicking the image in File Explorer. And I think that's a small yet significant change that finally has arrived now in Windows. And then next up, we have a new feature for search on the taskbar, with Microsoft saying group headers now show the number of results, so you can quickly see when more results are available. And then another new feature is you can now preview search results by hovering over a result and selecting preview to see the content without opening it. I'm still not seeing that yet. And then Microsoft says regarding the taskbar that for Task Manager, it's updated the icon for the search process in the Task Manager, so it now shows a magnifying glass. And then for storage settings, if we head into our system page and we head to storage, Microsoft says there are two improvements for storage settings. The first is that some of the dialogues in storage settings have been updated with a more modern design. And the second is Microsoft says there's improved scanning performance for temporary files, which I'm glad to see, because the temporary file scanning for storage can take quite a while and has been taking quite a while. So that's a small significant little improvement, which I'm happy to see. And then I'm just going to mention a couple of improvements that are rolling out just to go through these quickly. Microsoft says another new feature is the update adds support for remote server administration tools, RSAT, on Windows 11 ARM64 devices. And then responsiveness of the Windows Update settings page has been improved. Microsoft has improved sign-in screen reliability. Reliability has been improved when sending larger files with nearby sharing. Next up, Microsoft says it's improved reliability of displaying the project menu after pressing Windows logo key and P. Performance of the Windows printing service has been improved to help printing run more smoothly and reduce slowdowns during high volume printing. And then for File Explorer, we get 3 improvements. Microsoft says you can now open a new File Explorer window more reliably, holding the Shift key and selecting the File Explorer icon on the taskbar, or using the middle mouse button now opens a new instance of the File Explorer instead of the current one. I'm not seeing that yet. The next improvement for File Explorer is it now includes an extract all option on the command bar when you browse non-zip archive folders. And then the third improvement, reliability of displaying devices on the network page in File Explorer has been improved. So 3 improvements rolling out for File Explorer. And then for display, we get 2 improvements. The first is the update improves reliability when your PC wakes from sleep. The second improvement is display-related performance improvements help reduce the time for a PC to resume from sleep, Microsoft says, especially when the system is under heavy load and in other scenarios. And then there's some miscellaneous improvements where the update improves visual consistency across Windows, including the taskbar when AutoHide is on, credential fields in the Windows security dialog, and the print dialog. So guys, those new features and improvements are all rolling out gradually. So you may or may not see them when you first install this update, if you do decide to install the update. And then there are 2 improvements rolling out normally. I'm just going to mention these. The first is, with this update, Windows quality updates include additional high confidence device targeting data, increasing coverage of devices eligible to automatically receive new secure boot certificates. Devices, Microsoft says, receive the new certificates only after demonstrating sufficient successful update signals, maintaining a control and phased rollout. Now, that's the new secure boot certificates that Microsoft is rolling out that are expiring later this year. I've posted on that, so if you want more info, just do a search accordingly on the channel. And then for BitLocker, Microsoft says the update improves BitLocker reliability. Your device no longer stops responding after you enter your recovery key. So guys, quite a lot going on in this latest update for Windows 11, 25, and 24H2, KB5077241. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.